Kerry. This is Sandy Ferrell calling, or should I say virtually communicating with you. And I just want to thank you for doing Clinics for a Cause. It's such a great idea and program, and I'm very blessed to be a part of it. And thank you again for choosing me to go over your video with you. Before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you to you and your parents and the team of people behind you for having you so well mounted and having you and your horse looking so ready to go into the ring and win. That's such an important element in the hunter ring, because really the hunter ring is a presentation. It's you and your partner entering the arena to perform and complete a course, in complete unison, thinking alike, and it just was beautiful to watch. So thank you to everyone behind the scenes and you and your horse for looking so ready to win. So before we get started, just a couple of things. I've ridden in the South Ring many a times, and I totally get how short of a ring it is. So there may be some things in this ring that we could upgrade or, just kind of dress up the round a little bit based upon the arena itself, which is always an obstacle that we have to work with, whatever ring we're showing in. And anyway, so let's get started. And I'm pretty sure when we start, you're on your way to the first jump a little bit. So I wasn't able to see your opening circle, so to speak, or presentation, but here we go, and let's see what we got. So your horse has a beautiful, beautiful ears up expression, a little bit of an uphill balance, which is always so nice to ride. So a slight adjustment there to a first jump, but you handled it beautifully. Got a beautiful lead change, nice position, nice connection with your horse. He sights in on the second jump. Nice second jump. Maybe just a little reachy out of the first line. The first line of the course, rule of thumb, is always a little bit more forward than the rest of the lines. Very positive ride there. Got up that line much nicer, landed on the correct lead. Kudos to him. I live in fear of lead changes, so whenever a horse lands on the lead I want, it's a good day. Right lead single oxer, always a trouble for a lot of people. You nailed it. I like that you have a firm feel in your reins, even though you have to release a little bit long due to your size. And the way he jumps, you keep connection with those reins. That's awesome. Nice jump in coming home. Nice jump out. And again, no worries about the lead change, which is always a bonus. Okay, so let's go. So for me, all in all, it's a very kind of easy round to critique. Like I said, you well represented, your horse is well presented. He obviously knows his job very well. You obviously trust him. And that's most important. It's safe, which is most important. So it's all very nice. So how can we perfect this round? Or sometimes I like to say professionalize the look of the round. So first of all, for me, and this is just my own personal opinion, I don't encourage my own students, and I'm just going to speak for myself and for them, to carry a stick unless they feel they need it. I am not a judge, so I do not know if judges think about that or wonder why a horse that looks as, spot on as your horse does, why you would carry a stick. It's just a little bit of food for thought. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's wrong. And maybe I should actually speak to my fellow judge, or not my fellow judges, my fellow professionals that are judges, and ask them what they think about that. I need to actually educate myself a little bit about that. Anyway, so you got your horse, his ears are up, his balance is up, it's beautiful, you're ready to go. So here we are in the South Ring, short ring, things happen fast. We don't have a lot of time out of the turns, and we certainly don't have a lot of times at the end of the line, so to speak. So I'm a huge fan of when I teach my students to ride, and when I am riding horses that I'm training or showing for other people, I'm very demanding of the fact that every time we start a new track, we carry that track for as long as we possibly can. Meaning, once you turn out of a turn, whether it's you're riding a single jump, a two stride, a line, whatever it is, that you maximize your space when you jump out of that line or land from that jump and go as straight as long as you possibly can, for so many reasons. You know, keeping your horse straight is the hardest job a rider has, and it's a part of our job that we have to be focused on every step they take. It's very difficult to keep a horse straight nonstop. And if I try to discipline myself and discipline my students to always think about that, what that means is it gets you to the ends of the ring, thinking a little bit more of making, quote, a square turn versus just landing and turning. And what I think that does to, it has a lot of positive effects. It's a little bit of a decompression point. You know, in order to make a square turn, you have to slow your horse down, you have to get organized, and then you have to turn and create another straight line. So everybody has to take a big, deep breath at that for those, let's say, 1 or 2 seconds. But when you're in the show ring, 1 or 2 seconds are vital. And then it allows you then to re-engage and continue going forward. So you have a lovely horse. His balance looks good. His mouth looks good from the video. So there's not a lot you have to worry about, and that's a blessing. But that would be the one thing I would say to you, that if you just rode your tracks a little bit longer, sat back up, not as severe as a half up, but just kind of slowed down a little bit your momentum, not your impulsion, organized your horse a little bit as you get to the first point of the turn, so that your short end of the ring is beautifully organized. And then as you come out of the second point of the turn, you're ready to go. Other than that, I think you nailed it. I'm very proud of you. I don't know what your aspirations are as a rider, but you're certainly going in the right direction. And I certainly hope to meet you sometime face to face or via email or via text or something, just to thank you for choosing me to watch your ride. Good going. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.